Hey guys, Adam Garcia with Shortstop Studios, and today we're going to be going over the BlackMagic Pocket Cinema Camera. I got this camera about 3 weeks ago, and I've already been able to work on a video Yosemite, on a trip to Yosemite, and also a short film Insomniac that I'm working on currently. I've been getting a lot of questions about workflow, pros, cons, things like that, and I just wanted to kind of address all those questions here in this video. By no means is this an official review. I'm just getting a lot of questions on YouTube, and I wanted to get back to you guys as quickly as I could in a video format, because that's how I kind of translate and how I communicate. But I hope to come out with a more thorough review, which will also go into the post workflow. I'm not going to go into that today. It's more like a hands-on review of the camera, but this is just going to be a first impressions review, and then I'll get you guys the full review soon enough. So a lot of people who are looking at the BlackMagic Pocket Cinema Camera are people that have been using Canon DSLRs. It's something that everybody's looking at to make the switch if it's something that's worth it for them. And the only way to really know is it depends on what you're shooting. It is, you know, a great camera if you're in controlled situations. If you are doing events and things like that, it is a little bit more difficult. But they do have the options for ProRes recording or RAW recording, so you can downgrade to ProRes if you're shooting something like a wedding, and you can shoot your short films and such in RAW, so that way you're not killing your storage. So I mean, you know, this is a great little camera. I mean, it's awesome that it's so compact and lightweight, and I know with this big cage on it, it looks pretty aggressive. You can deck this thing out and have a little box of like accessories, and it's not too crazy and hard to fit in small places and things like that, so that's pretty cool. I was looking to get the 4K before the Pocket camera, but I couldn't find one in time. You know, so I purchased this, and honestly it was great to have something that was so portable in the situation I had it. I'm not gonna lie, if I have the 4K I would go through what it takes to lug it up there, but it was nice to have something much more portable in the situation of filming Yosemite. So the biggest question that everybody has been asking is that of power. Everybody wants to know, how long are these batteries lasting? Are they efficient? What other power options do you have? I mean, typically what you're gonna get with the camera are these little BlackMagic camera batteries. These are about 15 bucks brand new. Honestly, with these little BlackMagic Pocket camera batteries that you get, you're only getting about 20 to 30 minutes runtime. With the Nikon equivalent batteries, you get a little bit more milliamps per battery, so you get a little bit more usage out of them, but you're really only getting 20 to 30 minutes. You're having to cut your camera in between shots. You can't really look through the camera for your shots. I have to find my shot and then just execute the shot pretty quickly. There's no time for dilly-dallying. These batteries are pretty tough. Even though it's difficult to get by on these small batteries, 7 batteries does last me a full day typically, but you do have to change your methods of shooting. For an example, when I was shooting the Yosemite shoot, that was a 3-day shoot. Not once in those 3 days did I exceed using 4 batteries in a day. But I did have to change my methods of shooting to make it so it was more conservative for the battery life, because it was so limited. And just in case you were curious on the memory, I was basically getting about 6 minutes per 32 gigabyte SD card in RAW recording. But luckily there are some great power options that I'm looking into that you guys can look into too. 2 power options that I've been looking at personally, I know there are a lot out there, but the 2 I'm going to go over today are the Switronix battery V-mount batteries, and also IndiPRO Systems has a quad Canon LPE6 battery adapter for the Pocket Cinema Camera. Basically, with the Switronix, you are using a V-mount battery, which are high milliamp batteries. They're more expensive, like equivalent to the Anton Bauer, but the Switronix are a little bit cheaper and still get you the equivalent power time. They are a little bit bulky and expensive, but they offer you a really long power time and a little bit more professional standard with these V-mount batteries. With the IndiPRO system, you're using 4 Canon LPE6 batteries, which brand new I believe are like 40 bucks, and if you buy the knockoffs they're like 10 bucks a piece. And these 4 batteries will charge the camera from anywhere between 4 and 8 hours. I know that's kind of a wide thing, but some of my batteries are a little bit older, so they only last for about 4 hours. But if you have brand new batteries and they're the Canon batteries and you use the quad system, you can go for about 7 hours powering the camera, and so you're getting a full day out of 4 batteries, let alone if you have 8, then you're, you know, more than stocked. So it's a little bit slimmer profile. I already have Canon LPE6 batteries, so it was a good solution for me. It was also a little bit cheaper than the Switronix, and I just needed something that wasn't as big. I needed something a little bit slimmer for my rig. So one of the other setbacks about the camera is the menu navigation. It is rather slow. You are stuck to this limited navigation panel, and you have to click through each and every little option to get to where you want to go. This is going to slow you down in changing your settings, so in instances of shooting a wedding or an event where you need to be quick in changing your settings, it's a little bit difficult if you're changing from a DSLR, whereas you have the hardware to quickly get to those buttons like the ISO buttons and things. Everything is through these little navigation buttons, and so it's slow, especially the time-lapse. Changing your time-lapse settings, you have to go through each and every option as you go up, and then you have to click through all the little options to go back down, and so the menu navigation's a little bit slow, and that kind of beats me up a little bit at times, but luckily in the areas that I've been and the kind of shoots that I've been doing, it's a controlled shooting situation, so I haven't had too many issues, but I could see that becoming a problem. So the biggest problem I'm running into with this camera is the crop factor. I believe it's like 2.8 times. My 17-40 is going almost to like a 50-120. It's really tough to deal with, especially when you're trying to get wide shots and landscapes. Just, working around the crop factor, you can still get some amazing things with this. A little bit difficult, you are battling all the time with if you're trying to get really wide shots, it's difficult. But if you're shooting things like short films where you're doing a lot of medium shots and close-ups and things, it's a great camera for that kind of stuff. But there are solutions like the Metabones adapter. Plan on investing in getting a Metabones adapter with this camera. Really any other adapter is it's terrible, and the biggest issue you're dealing again with is that crop factor. With the Metabones, it cuts it down to about 2 times rather than 3 times. I was running this Photodix adapter, the Micro Four Thirds to EF adapter, and I have to say it's an absolute crap adapter. Completely found this adapter useless. It's supposed to give you the f-stop changes with this aperture ring right here. It really doesn't even cut in till the last 2 options, which I think is between 20 and 22. So you're getting no cut down on the light until 20 and 22, and then you get this horrible vignetting. It's something to look into, and for me, I can't even shoot with this Photodix adapter. I wouldn't even. It's complete garbage. Don't get it. I do believe that you are getting a better cinematic quality out of these cameras than you do with the DSLRs, and it's not only because of the actual look of the footage, but it's also because of the post workflow. You are getting a post workflow very similar to the Red camera, working through DaVinci with raw files, the transcoding and the coloring process. It's a much more professional process and closer to something like the Red camera than you would get with a Canon DSLR. It's a professional experience in the post workflow as well as a professional experience as what you get on camera. I mean, overall guys, this is a great camera. You're getting amazing film-like cinematic shots. You're also getting raw footage, which raw footage is a huge step up. It's like trying to edit a JPEG photo on Lightroom or Photoshop versus editing a raw photo. You have so much more information to play with that you can really push those colors and get different looks and play with your grading a lot. Also learning that professional workflow, that post workflow. So I really think it's a cool camera. For me, I'm enjoying the switch. I've been using DSLRs now for a while, so it's just nice to get my hands on something different in my personal time. It makes me kind of excited to shoot again, so I'm really enjoying the camera. I'm hoping to upgrade to the 4K here pretty soon and get you guys some feedback on the 4K. Feel free to check out my video Yosemite. I'll put a link below. I'll put links to everything I spoke about today in the video, and I hope you guys can check out the Yosemite video, the Big Bear video, and Insomniac coming out soon. So you guys enjoy, and if you get the BlackMagic Pocket Cinema Camera, I guarantee you'll enjoy it. So go out there and start shooting.